All right, perfect. So, what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. I just want to say, number one, I appreciate all of you guys on here. As I mentioned in the chat the other day, I definitely appreciate your presence on here, your energy, your good vibes, seeing your beautiful faces. It's always a pleasure. And I just wanted to tell you guys today's call, I really wanted to kind of chat about consistency and a couple things that I've have prepared to kind of share with you. And then I'd love to just pour into a discussion and really kind of, move back and forth in conversation. But um, it's crazy because I had something a little bit more shared with, wanting to share with you guys. But after this morning with my sister, if you guys have Audible or if you don't have Audible, she downloaded, it's called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Wayne Dyer. And you guys ever like get a recommendation to read a book or listen to an audio, and it's, you don't really do it on that first time. You do it on like, after the second, the third, the fifth person telling you. Well, my sister had like kind of the same realization. A couple people had told her, and one of her best friends was listening to it, and she was like, oh wow, I should, if you're listening to it, I should probably listen to it. Anyways, we went up on her like balcony common area, and we were just listening to like the first couple of this like audio. And I know you can get like, it's on, I think part of it's on YouTube, but anyways, it's based on, if you guys ever heard Tao Te Ching. It's Tao, but it's pronounced Tao.
That's my
And
book.
yeah,
I love that book.
hell yeah, dude. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, then you already know what's up. But we were just listening to like the first couple like scripts or first couple chapters, and I was like, yo, you need to pause that. Like, I need to write that down. Can you go back? It was just so good. And she was like, this has become like my quote unquote my Bible, like my reference of almost like a way of being and a way of living. And anyways, we listened to the first chapter, listened to the second one, and then she was just reading out like different titles of the different scripts. And she went over one that was about leadership. And I was like, can we listen to that one really quick? It was like 17, so we were going out of order, but I was like, yo, I'm having the call today. Let me see if I would be able to, grab something important to you guys. So we listened to it, and I was like, can you please pause. But I was just so blown away with the way that it was shared and the manner that it was shared on just like what it really means to be a leader. And, there's so many books out there, and obviously we're in a space where our influence is taken pretty seriously. A lot of people follow us for, what we do and the way that we do it. And I just want to read you guys something really quick, and then I'm going to get into the whole consistency factor. But one thing that they talked about is a great leader speaks very little. A great leader speaks very little, less is more. And they also speak with care. So they speak little. So when they say what they say, it means so much more than just talking and talking and talking. So they says a great leader speaks very little, but with much care. And they make people, those around them, so say they're working towards a task, right? They make everybody that's, a part of it, everybody wants to be a part of something, be able to contribute and be a part of something bigger than themselves. They make people believe that, they did it. They were the ones that achieved whatever it was. If you guys hear, great leaders in our, in our company, Jason and Matt, we've been around Matt this whole week, and just his energy and everything that he's really, kind of talked about. He doesn't make you feel like Chairman 750 isn't what him and Jason did. It's an us thing. And he really makes you feel that way. Like, you're a part of that success, that greater good. And so he talks about how great leaders make people feel like, they're a part of winning, whatever that outcome is, like they did it. And I think a huge monumental shift for a lot of us, because, I was in a situation, and I'm still not perfect, but we're going to go through periods where, our ego may be bigger than, maybe our humility. Our pride will be a lot bigger than, whatever. But something that he says in here is you have to be willing to refuse any credit, refusing to take the credit. And that is really a true definition of a great leader. They're willing to give away all the praise, all the attention, all the credit to, those around them, other people, their team, whatever it may be. Just like really, really interesting stuff. And let me read something else that he said. This is kind of interesting too. And this is something that I've been working on to let go. The whole thing is like let go and let God or whatever you believe in, and not necessarily, desiring or wanting. I know it's kind of contradicting to say that, but in a way I look at desire of like, wanting something as like trying. You're trying to do something, you're trying to get something, and just allowing things to be. So shifting our mind with that. But one thing that he was talking about is like trusting those around you. So I'll just give you an example. Like, for me, letting go of certain things and trusting you guys, for example, not necessarily what I think is right, but allowing you guys to be, your own person and letting you kind of do what you do based on what is right for you. I know that was a mouthful, but like, instead of me trying to intrude, what I think is right on you, and just letting you do what is right for you. I know that was a lot, but just kind of take for what it is. You'll have to just listen to it. But that's been a huge thing of me is I've always wanted to just kind of like, I've been a very independent person, especially with this business. I haven't really relied on anybody else to build this thing for me. It's just, if it's meant to be, it's up to me type of thing. So I'm very independent in that. And I try to, and you guys probably know this, I try to take control and take ownership and take accountability and responsibility for a lot of different things. I've got to be here. I'm going to do this. If it's going to be right, I got to do it. But it's almost like you need to entrust those around you, knowing that they know what is best for them, knowing that they can make the right decisions. And even if they don't make the right decisions, they'll make their decisions right. And that's a hard thing to do. It's easy to say, but it's a very challenging thing to just let go. And deep down, I really do trust all of you guys. You guys are obviously here for a reason. You show up because you're serious, and I entrust you to go out and do the things that that you need to get done, and so on and so forth. So last thing I'll share with this piece, you're just going to have to listen to it because it was really good. I won't spoil it for you because it's an experience that you want to have yourself. And don't be afraid if you guys want to have a discussion about it, because it was cool to talk with my sister. But anyway, in the last part, it said, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Interesting, right? The sun never says to the earth, you owe me. It simply lights the whole world and continues to, be the sun. And I was like, wow, that's so like, as leaders, sometimes you can't even classify somebody as a leader because in a sense of, you more see it as a dictator when somebody's like, I'm going to do something for you, so you have to do something back for me. That's not leadership. That's, a dictator. And you don't respect that person because of their leadership. You respect them maybe because they're your manager or a title, so on and so forth. So I just really like that. Nobody owes you anything. And just continue to be a light for those around you, and the right people will come into your world, and they'll rock with you because you're you and the loyalty that you bring, and so on and so forth. So I just want to share that. One thing I wanted to just cut into, and then we can have a discussion. Really want to see how you guys are doing and regroup, like, kind of what we were talking about. But one thing that I've just really been noticing is consistency. And consistency in every scenario possible always wins, right? Consistency always wins. We've seen it with, for example, Mike Sotero. He, hit Chairman 25 after 2 years of being at Chairman 10. And who knows? I've been there too, right? He probably went through a period where he deranked, and he still kept going. And that's a true testament of, just staying, the course, staying on your journey, not looking left, not looking right. And it just goes to show consistency in whatever you're doing always wins. And I'm going to give it up to you guys right now, those of you that are on this call. And even if you're, I don't know who's watching recording, but those of you guys on this call right now, you have been consistent. Whether you feel like you have, any results to show for it, for the trading side, for the building side, it doesn't matter. You are still freaking here. And that says so much more about you as a person and your character, and honestly, just like your loyalty than anything else. I've seen so many people come and go within this space, and they go on and they're just jumping from one shiny object to another. I'm telling y'all, if you can't win here, you're not going to win anywhere else. Like if you're just jumping from one thing to another, you have to get real with yourself. So I just want to applaud you guys for staying consistent and, honest to God, just rocking with me, man. Just rocking with us. I know I say this a few times, but I am really so grateful for all of you. So consistency, let me talk about this, and then we can really rock together in conversation. So what I take away from this, I've been following Jason and Matt for so long, and I'll continue to follow them as leaders, as human beings, as individuals, because of the person that they consistently show up as. And I went to the P2000 training yesterday with Matt and all the other leaders there, and Matt gave a really, really amazing training. And he did like a question thing at the end, and it was cool because I was able to we were able to ask questions. So I got a lot of value from that. I'll save that for a different time, because some conversations, I know I've been on calls and the conversations just went right over my head. I wasn't ready for them. Not saying that you guys aren't ready, but there is a time and a place for certain things, and we'll get there. But one thing that I asked him was, and I felt this way for so long. We've all been here for 2.5 years. Let's just be real. And if you guys ever felt, this speaks so much to me, and maybe you guys will be able to relate. Have you guys ever felt like, you feel like you're doing all that you can, you feel like you're doing all the right things, but you're not making any progress, or you have nothing to show for it? I'm just kind of sharing some things with you because this is how I felt. And I asked this question to him. I said, look, I've been here before. I feel like some of my team has felt this way as well, where they feel like they're doing all the right things, but they don't feel like they're making any progress. What would you say to them? What kind of advice? And I swear to God, guys, the advice he gave me hit me like a brick. And it was almost like I knew, but you really don't know until you're like in it. And it was like confirmation of, yes, okay, you're right. So basically what he said was, I've got so many notes, but basically what he said was, you're feeling this way, you don't have any progress because why? Like, who are you comparing that to? So he basically said right there, if you are feeling that way, it's because you're comparing your results to somebody else, or, a made up timeline, or, what you think in what you're depicting as, having success or making progress. And as soon as he said that, I was like, bingo, that's exactly why I was feeling that way. Because I was comparing my results and my process and my journey and my efforts to somebody else and to somebody else's timeline. And I think I was talking with Caitlin about this the other day, the pressure to perform. This is like a real conversation. You guys have ever felt pressure to perform, pressure to go bring on a couple people, pressure to go platinum 600, pressure to, put in your trades and build your trading account, whatever it may be, whatever it looks like, doesn't even have to be involved with the business or this company. It could be anything in life. The pressure to perform. And that pressure stems from an outside, external, whatever that you can't control, that you're comparing yourself to. And whether this conversation is relatable now or relatable, in the next 6 months, whatever it may be, just know that this is your race at your own pace. It's a marathon, as we talk about it. We work in sprints, right? Success loves speed, but this is a long game. We're playing the infinite game. And at any given time within your process, whether it's right now, whether it was in the past, it's over. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Your success is not predicated on your past. You guys know this, but I'm just confirming it right now. It doesn't matter. What you've done in the past, whether you've brought a single person on into this business, whether you've made a single trade and withdrawn from your account, doesn't freaking matter. What you do right now, moving forward, is all that matters. So I want to get really real about this, because your consistency and showing up is what matters. And the one thing that Matt told me, because I talked about recruiting, feeling like you can't bring somebody on, or, nobody wants to follow you. I've felt that way before. And it's it's bullshit. Everybody, you have a reason for somebody to follow you. You really do. Your story needs to be told. I know every single one of you guys on this call, to a certain degree, your background, your story, okay? And I know people need to hear your story, just like they need to hear mine. And as you move on with your journey, you're going to have to redefine the way that you share your story, the narrative that you tell yourself, because that's how people are going to perceive you. So continue to not only stay the course and stay focused in what you're doing, but understand you're right where you're supposed to be. And that was one of the hardest things that I had to just come to grips with, of yes, Abby, even though you've been in this for 3.5 years, going on 4 this fall, and you're still only a Platinum 2000, I'm freaking grateful for Platinum 2000. And before I was like, man, I'm only P2000. I've been in this for 3.5 years. Why am I not having more success? No, such a bad mindset. You are right where you're supposed to be. This is actually a really real conversation with myself, but I'm sharing it with you guys because just stay the course, baby. The one other thing I was going to mention about recruiting is Matt said, when you're first starting off, if you haven't given yourself consistency of 90 days of, let's say, adding people, starting new conversations, okay, you are still building your pipeline. His sister, he gave this example. Matt's sister is in a network marketing company with Matt's wife, okay? And he gave the example of how his sister is actually going through the exact same thing of my question, how she feels like, she's doing all the right things but not getting anywhere. And he said, you need to be patient. We get paid to wait, essentially, with trading, right? We get paid to wait. We get paid to essentially be patient. And that's the same thing with building this business. So when we're going out and we're messaging people and we're adding people and we're starting new conversations and we're sending out exposures and we're following up and we notice, days go by, weeks go by, and nobody's getting started, take a look at your process, but understand you're building your pipeline. You're building your pipeline. Take a look at, if you track your follow-ups and your exposures on paper, look at how many names you've written down. Look at how many exposures you've given out. That will determine why you haven't seen the results that you want. Okay. And what was the other thing? Yeah. I look at my tracker multiple times throughout the day. It's kind of like, if you're a newbie trading, you look at your trade, how many times when you put in that trade? A lot. So same thing with this. You want to check your tracker. You want to have it on hand, whether it's, on paper. I don't really do it on paper. I know I said I was, but I was like, I can't do that. I do it all on my, Google Sheets. It's all right here. It's just on my phone or it's on my laptop. And I just pull it up from there. Okay. So my main point in this, guys, is just understand you're right where you're supposed to be. I know this conversation is kind of, one area, but the biggest thing I just want you guys to know is you're right where you're supposed to be. I don't care if you're resetting with building this business. I don't care if this is day one for you and starting new conversations, adding people. You need to build your pipeline. So if you feel like you're not getting the results that you want, know that, ask yourself, have you given yourself a 90-day period? Because usually results, physical fruition of the work that you're putting in will show up 90 days later, okay? Sometimes earlier, but usually it's about 90 days. That's why Matt and Jason always talk about how they work in 90-day increments, okay? So think about the pipeline that you're building. What does that look like? I'm getting into the physical, actual, tangible, applicable stuff right now. But most of this is just mindset. It's just the way that you talk to yourself. It's just your level of belief in you. I heard Darwin say the other day, I think Josh was telling you this outside when you came over, Darwin Lopez, Chairman 100, he said, making $1 million wasn't the hardest thing I've ever done. It was believing in myself that I could make that $1 million. And it sounds really cliche to say, but that is one of the most realist statements I've ever heard. because making money, we all know money is just energy and it's always got to be circulating. But when it comes time to like actually go out and pursue the work that needs to be done, like I told Jason this the other week, we had a conversation, Jason Brown, and I was like, this isn't about hype for me. It was in the beginning because, sometimes you get around the wrong people and they influence you. But I told him, I was like, I don't have an illusion of the work that needs to be done. I know the work that needs to be done. But sometimes I get impatient with my process because I'm looking left and I'm looking right. Whenever you guys start to feel that, whenever you guys start to doubt, just get in my inbox, message me, or do whatever you need to do internally. But just understand, consistency will get you to where you want to go. It's not a matter of if you can go platinum 600, if you can go platinum 1000. It's a matter of when. If you're rocking with the right people, you can. I've been to P6. We have people on this call that just hit platinum 600. We have people on this call that just hit platinum 150. Okay, you guys are rocking towards platinum 1000. I've been to platinum 1000. I've been to platinum 2000. I can show you guys how to go there, and I can show you my network and the resources that I use to get there. But ultimately, it comes down to your consistency in the day-to-day, every single day. And the last thing I'll share, just to kind of open up discussion, because I really want to make this somewhat of a conversation as well. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Motivation. I get this question a lot from people. A lot of people are like, Abby, how do you stay so motivated to, do all these things, to message people, to trade, I'm like, bro, okay. Motivation is your lack of discipline. When people search for motivation, it's just because they lack the right habits and the discipline. Like if you have a routine and a system that you follow every single day, you don't need motivation. Mm-hmm. You need a strong why, the reason behind why you do what you do, and you need a system. What system are you carrying out every single day? Just like we plug into IM.Center and we get on the Go Live and we have our own system that we plug into for trading. Who are we watching this week on Go Live? What strategy do we put into play? We have our own system. Same thing with building. What's your system look like? What does your routine look like? Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, just kind of going over a few things. Those points, I know if I had a conversation like that maybe 12 months ago, 18 months ago, it would have smacked me of like, Abby, you're right where you're supposed to be. Stop comparing yourself. None of that. Can you go consistently 90 days of just doing the right things? Because if you aren't, or you can't, or you haven't, that's why you haven't seen the progress that you want to see. That's why you haven't seen the results. I don't want to put any pressure on anybody to do anything, because there's no pressure. Pressure is you are formulating your own stress and your own pressure. Okay. Obviously I want to help you guys go platinum 1000, platinum 600, so on and so forth. You set your own deadline for that. I believe you should set a date on your goals. Otherwise, the saying, it's just a dream if you don't set a goal date. That way it's not to hit the goal on that date. I mean, of course we want to, but it's to structure and reverse engineer the work that we need to put in every single day. So if I say I want to go, my goal is platinum 5,000 by July 31st, July 30th. Okay. I'm not focused on platinum 5,000. Platinum 5,000, yes, that's a goal, but I don't even talk to Alex about that goal. The only goal I talk about is getting you guys to where you need to go, to where you want to be. So think about, okay, if that's my goal, who can I help? Who do I want to help along my journey to get there? Just about helping people. So reverse engineer that. So when you set a goal date, it's just for you to reverse engineer the work that you need to put in every single day to hit that goal by your goal date. So it's not just on the calendar, yes, this day, I want to go platinum 600 on this day. No, like actually like design it, plan it out, systemize every day. What do you got to do? What are you going to do? What do we get to do? So that is all from moi. But let's open it up. Any thoughts relevant to this, or any ideas that we want to bounce off of each other? how to improve, our system for the squad, anything. Let's talk about it. Or if you guys want to pick up, maybe where I left off with some conversation, let's go.
Well, I definitely think that was very relevant to where I am, and I want to thank you. I really needed to hear that. I mean, we've had more discussions recently, and I've been more consistent in what I've been doing. But I was having conversations with some people. They know I've been doing this for quite a while, and I was just being real honest with them, and they're like, in 3 years, how have you done, or what has the business done for you? And in reality, it's changed my mindset a lot. But to be transparent, I have lost a lot of money in this. Like I have not made any money, but that's okay with me because I know. And they're like, well, when is it just not gonna work? And when is it like over? And I realized that I wasn't working. It works. I was the one that wasn't working. And I told them, like, it doesn't matter. I'll do this for 30, 40 years because in the end, I know when I get it, it's gonna exponentially grow my life. It's gonna change everything. But I don't want it to take that long. I had an ego, so I had to start listening to the mentors and taking the advice. I was just listening to the information on how it's done, and not the details on why and timing and greed. So I just want to thank you so much for having that conversation. Like you said, I'm with the people I want to be with. I know I'm where I need to be to grow in the direction that I want to go. So I just want to thank you for that, and just you know keep showing up and keep staying together as a group. It'll take us. If you wanna go long, go together.
Powerful, bro. I've been saying the whole time you're talking, I muted myself, but I was like, mm. Sorry, just being funny. But no, you're right, dude. I appreciate you sharing that with all of us. It's cool to get a different perspective, not just mine, but from you guys. Because I appreciate it and I like to hear it as well and get that feedback. But the hard conversations are the best conversations.
For
So
real,
cool.
truly.
Cool. Who else? Who else wanna open up? It could be anything, y'all. It could be your takeaways, your feedback, some ideas you want to bounce off each other, how to, maybe improve what we're already doing right now.
Kind of to add on to like what Josh was saying and what you were saying. Who was it? Khalil said it on like Tuesday. We all gotta wait our fucking turn. Pretty much. We gotta wait our turn, as much as kind of, adding on to what you're saying, as much as we want to hit a certain position, a certain rank, we have to wait and we have to be patient. Like you were saying, I think Mike said it before too, the law of 90 days, where it's like you have to keep working for the 90 days because if you give up before, then you never know. The next day might be that day that's like a big pop off, but it's more than anything consistency. And yeah, that's pretty much what I just want to add.
Yeah, bro. Wait your turn. That hit me like a brick too when he talked about it. I was like, yes, wait your damn turn. Keep putting in the work, keep staying consistent, keep showing up, keep pouring into people, keep, building yourself and increasing yourself as a person. But your turn's coming. Just stay the course. Cool.
Yeah, because look, it took what, Drake 4 years to hit chairman? Damn, you want to talk about hard work? That kid can work.
And perseverance through all the bullshit.
Seriously.
Yep. Honestly, guys, everybody on this call, within our inner circle, we have been doing this for a minute, and how to explain this. We've been a part of this community and this mission in this group for, the last, like I said, 3 years, 2.5 years. And we are seriously, we're in this position for a reason. We are here I think obviously there's different reasons, but we are seriously here, still going, still moving, still doing this for those that come into this and maybe they're in the same situation where they've been a part of something for 3 years and, you know, they're not seeing the results that they want. And we can share our story of saying, look, it took me X amount of time. Don't effing give up. You don't know how many times I wanted to quit this last 12 months. Never in my history of being a part of the company within the last 12 months, there have been so many times I wanted to throw in the towel because I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. You know, this thing will never work. And it's crazy. I'll share this with you guys. I got a phone call from my company that furloughed me where I was working the other day. And I picked up the phone. Tony, we were on a call and I was like, yo, somebody's calling me. I got to let you go. Well, it was them. And they answered and I was like, hello. And they were like, is this Abigail Post? And I was like, yes. And they were like, oh, it's Yelp. And they were basically offering me my job back to start on July 1st. And long story short, it was so crazy. I wasn't even hesitant. I was just fired up and I was focused. And I've been already telling myself and writing it down and telling Alex, like, this is my lifestyle right here, right now, business, online, trading currencies. This is what I do. And I told the guy on the phone, I was like, you know, I'm not going to be able to start on July 1st. And he was like, well, I can put an extension in for you if you can start at a later date, so on and so forth. Guys, moral of the story, like, this is my personal preference. I'm not on here to tell anybody to quit their job or not do what they're doing, okay? I had a job for the longest time, and if I've had a conversation with you, I had a realization and a breakthrough that I equated a job with security. That was my paradigm, and I could never let go of that paradigm. And I realized, I was like, Abby, you have money coming in. You can pay for your bills and still, you know, keep your life going while you function and build your business and fucking trade, okay? But I had to let go of that paradigm of job equals security, job equals stability. And a job for some other people may mean something else. But for me, that is why I didn't let go. Not for the money that was coming in. I was working jobs where I was making $1,300. I was not there for the money. I was there for the sense of health benefits and security, okay? That is why. So this whole thing has been a huge uplift for me, and it forced me to level up and get outside my comfort zone. And this is the year that, you know, we're gonna do it. So I wanted to share that with you. Maybe you guys can relate and pour back into you. But more of the story, guys, I'm all in. And I told the universe when that phone call happened that I'm serious. So start putting me in front of people and events and ideas and opportunities to make this thing happen. And every day, I'm so grateful for you guys because you're still here for whatever reason, wanting to rock with me. And I'm just so appreciative because we're gonna do this, and I'm taking all of y'all with me. Whether that means all of you guys go P1000, P2000, and I'm still a P2000. I don't give a shit. I want you guys winning. That's how you win. You help everybody else win. So I want to be transparent with y'all. That's where I'm at right now. I'm really excited to keep this thing going. And any questions you guys have, like whether it's about the business, it's about trading, it's about life, call me. Get in my inbox. I've had people on the team call me before, you know, in tears. And it's great emotional connection that we have. And no, you're not, girl. But I'm being serious, like, you know, and that's the step up of responsibility that we take is, you know, being in this position, you know, just developing ourselves and taking on that responsibility is, you know, people are going to come to you, you know, they're going to want to talk, and it's not going to be about business. It's going to be about life. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I've never had a conversation like this with somebody. I've never handled this before. So any questions you guys have, let me know, whether it's right now or after this or in a month or whatever. Just know I'm rocking till the end. I'm not stopping till you guys are where you want to be. I had a guy the other day message me saying how he's going through a lot right now, and I'm empathetic, and I was there for him, and I told him, hey man, whatever you're going through, I'm here. And he wants to like stop trading and everything. And I told him, I was like, I'm just going to be real. I don't give up on people. Okay. You told me your why. You told me why you need to do this. You told me how you hate doing the same thing over and over again every single day. I'm just going to give up on you because life gets hard. Life's going to get hard for everybody, man. You don't even know. You don't even know, like, I don't tell people, like, my day-to-day problems and what I've gone through, the pain, the anxiety, the depression, all of that. I don't tell people about that. But I tell him we all go through problems. But I posted this on my story yesterday. If you let your pain become a priority, if you let your pain become greater than your commitment to succeed, then that pain will always control your decisions and the results that you get in your life. And I just let him know that. I said, man, I'm here for you. I want the best for you. I don't know exactly what you're going through. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. But I need you to know I don't give up on you. I don't give up on people when they tell me why they're doing what they're doing in the first place. And I need you to know that pain and problems will always happen. Always. Pain and problems don't go away. But what you can do to get better and get a better result, because I know you don't like the life that you're living right now, it's how you handle that pain. The problem isn't the problem. It's how you handle the problem. Always. That's always how it is. The problem is never the problem. It's how you handle the problem. So I told him, I was like, if you want higher quality problems, okay, you need to start to adapt and really go inwards and learn about, why are these things happening? What is the lesson that I need to learn in this? And then you can grow and then you can develop. But bro, we had this conversation for you to get started with this because you told me you don't like what you do. You told me you wanted, financial increase. You wanted time freedom. You're tired of whatever. You don't think I know that you're still going through problems? It's going to happen, bro. That's why we're here. You can't quit on this. But anyways, you can only do so much. I wanted to share that with you because you're going to experience that too. Trust me. All of it. Not just your problems, other people's problems. But you have to be able to embrace that. That's what this journey is. It's so much more than you. And when you put yourself, out of the picture and you start to really see other people and how you can help them and be empathetic with their problems and their pain, I'm here, but I'm not giving up on you, boy, chica. I'm right here. So anyways, y'all, I'm going to let this go. Send me a text, call me if you guys ever need anything. I'm ready to run with y'all and just know, like, from the bottom of my heart, you guys are some of my favorite people, and I'm not going to stop till you guys are where you want to be and everybody's eating. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Have a happy Saturday. Oh, by the way, last two things. Sorry, guys. Josh, you're confirming this, right? Tomorrow, Zoom to Success. We still good with that? Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
sorry, I forgot I was muted.
All right, dope. So Josh is doing the Zoom to Success tomorrow. Invite any of your friends, anybody on your team. Josh's story is really powerful. We're not going to spoil it right now, but he's going to talk tomorrow. We're going to do a Q&A. It's going to be really awesome. Same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, and 8 p.m. in London where you guys are at, Daniela. It's going to be good. I'm excited. And last thing, if you guys are in Arizona at 4:30 p.m. today, we're going to go hike Camelback. It's a high of 90 degrees, so we're going to take advantage of the cooler weather. So if you guys want to come, let me know. If you guys want to carpool, let me know. But we're going to be at the mountain by 4:30 today.
Which side?
What are those sides, Al? The main one,
The main one. It's Echo or Chola?
I think it's Echo, huh?
Echo's the harder side.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yes. It's gonna be great. So if you guys want to come, let me know. It'll be dope. So other than that, y'all, have a happy Saturday, and I will chat with y'all later. Peace.